Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be showcasing this stylized rock generator. I created this for Blender 4.1 and I used a combination of both Python scripting and geometry nodes to get the end result that you'll see here in a bit. First I'll showcase off using the tool and its counterpart modifiers, and then I'll get into the use cases for this and show off how I made it. Alright, so we're here in Blender. What we can do is go to the Add menu, and there's an option to add procedural rock. So we're going to click this, and it generates a rock. It has 292 faces. So what it does is it applies a unique Voronoi to every rock it generates. So it'll be different each time. So the reason that it generates pretty slowly, it generates the UVs at the same time, resets the UVs, creates new UVs, and then packs the island so it's nicely in the UV square. So I'm going to showcase that this actually works with the material. So if I apply the material here, as you can see, material is applied. You can also take this out of Blender and put it into a piece of software like Substance Painter, and you can also bake the information onto the UVs to kind of highlight the edge highlights, so you don't have to rely on a tileable texture. All right, so we're back in Blender, and I'm going to showcase the next part of this. So we're going to Shift A, and we're going to add a cube. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply the boulder modifier to this cube. And there's nothing yet. You have to select whatever you want the boulder to be made out of. So I'm going to select the rock here, and it creates the boulder. So you can change the seed. You can also change the density, so how many rocks are actually in the boulder. What you can also do is, if you notice here, there's 1,800 faces. So what you can do is change the decimation of it. So I'm going to change the max angle to 0.3, and then I'm going to change the decimate strength to 0.16, and it brings the face count down a little bit. So you can change the decimation amount, and that changes the face count. So if I increase it a little bit, brings it down a little bit more, it changes the topology a little bit. So for the final part of this tool, we have a scatter rock modifier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a plane, and I'm just going to subdivide it a bunch so I can have polys to put the weight paint information on. And what I want to do is put some weight paint information onto this. So I'm just going to paint some areas here. That looks like a little face. I'm going to go back into object mode. And then it's going to add a vertex group as the information. So I'm going to rename this just info. And what we can do is we're going to add the scatter modifier to this plane. So we're going to add the modifier here. I need to remember that we need to add the actual rock as the instance that we're going to be using. So we can select this, and it's going to randomize that. But what we're going to do to actually put it on the areas we painted is we're going to select this toggle, and we're going to click the plane info here. So it's only going to put the rocks in the areas that I painted. So I have some options here as well. So you can change the rotation seed, scale seed, you can change how many are in the areas that we painted. You can also change the density seed. You can also change the distance minimum. So it'll change a little bit of the density as well for that. Yeah, that is the last part of this tool. And then I'm going to showcase the code and all the stuff used for the tools. So for the creation of the base rock and all the modifiers that apply to that, it's controlled via this script here. So it applies all the modifiers here, which includes this geometry node, the edgeware node, which I'll show a little bit, applies a few more modifiers, and then it UV unwraps. Then it just adds it to the add menu. Then this is the edgeware that is applied pretty simple. It just changes the volume or the mesh to a volume, then volume back to a mesh, and applies a convex hull. I can also showcase the boulder maker here. And I have this separated into two parts, which is the boulder instancing and then the actual decimation part. I can also showcase the scatter rocks. It distributes all the points as the instances, and then it realizes them through this object info. All right, thank you for watching. That was the entire tool, and I look forward to hopefully you guys using this tool in the future.